Okay, we're recording. Excellent. Right, that can be the intro. Hello everyone, I'm Mark.
And I'm Damon.
So, we've had quite a delay with podcasts. We did record one ages ago, which I found out the hard way that editing whilst you've got a fever, not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. I ended up with a load of garbled, hallucinogenic nonsense that whatever was going through my brain. We've tried again since.
That was probably the podcast, to be fair.
That's true. Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it could have just been us. We tried a couple of weeks ago and I had some computer technical issues, and we've had a huge gap in between then because we've had a lot of personal stuff going on. You're now a dad, obviously, Damon.
Yeah.
I've moved house. It's been full on for all of us, but hopefully we can now get something done. So, should we start with The Predator, which we saw about, was it 3 weeks ago?
Yeah. Deeply disappointed myself. I just really felt let down a little bit because I had high hopes. Shane Black back in the driving seat. I just thought they missed the chance of doing a real good job and kind of rebooting the franchise after all the other.
Yeah. I mean, to sum it up, I really didn't like it. It was, for me, it was probably the worst Predator film apart from AVP Requiem.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I'd agree with that. AVP Requiem at the bottom, then Predators.
I didn't even like Predators, but even that was above this.
Yeah.
I even thought to myself, and I remember you saying in the cinema as well, right at the end, if there'd have been a cameo for Arnie, that would have probably boosted it 25% up for me. But it wouldn't have saved the film. Just thought there was no need to do how he's done it. Really, there was a real chance to make changes, and the bigger Predator was just really
too big.
Yeah, and just there's no real. I mean, there wasn't really a fight. It was just a.
But yeah, I should point out, by the way, we're going to
spoil of that.
Shit out of this, by the way. It's been out 3 weeks. You should have seen it by now.
Spoiler! Don't go see it.
Don't see it.
But I thought to myself today, and I don't know what you're going to think about this. So this is proper left field. But I think I'd have been more impressed if he'd have tried to do something. And this is just me spitballing. If he'd have gone medieval times and gone King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table against the Predator.
Do you know what? I like that. Just do something completely different.
Out of the ballpark. Just not expect it. And I think actually everybody would be a bit like,
This spent too much time reminding you of the first film, going, do you remember that bit in the first film that you really liked? The intro, this was Mexico, and straight away it had the theme tune comes in.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was really bad, but anyway, everyone knows the theme tune. That came in. There's the jungle sound effects were exactly the same as they were from the original film. And like, okay, you're trying to get us all familiar. You threw lines in there that were just stupid.
I didn't feel the characters didn't really give care.
I thought about that today. I'm like, what were the characters called? Do you know what? I couldn't name any of them. Couldn't name a single one of the characters. There's Tourette's guy, main bloke, autistic kid, girl.
Yeah, and I just really think he's missed such a chance to reboot it. And even the ending, the whole suit thing.
Yeah, that suit at the end reminded me of Shane Black was still thinking he was making an Iron Man movie.
Exactly.
And, what you referenced earlier about the Arnie camo, I nearly said the Arnie cameo he was expecting at the end when they mentioned the Predators have given us this thing to help them fight against these other Predators. It's called a Predator Killer, and I'm like thinking, it's Arnie. And then when they said it's cybernetic, I'm like, have they done a Terminator? It's like, if we get Arnie, Christ, I can't speak Arnie. If we get
Arnie Hammer,
Arnie Terminator, I'm like, it would be stupid, but I would accept it because it would be better than anything else we've seen in the film so far. And then it was just like, no, you get an Iron Man suit with 4 guns on it. Brilliant. It's just...
That's exactly how I felt. You've just summed it up perfectly there. It would have boosted if Arnie would have come out. It was the Predator Killer. They froze him. Excellent.
I told you I'd be back.
It's
stupid, but I love it.
And that would have probably increased the film from a 4, 5 to a 6 or 7 for me.
Yeah, but I would go with that rating of a 4 or 5.
Yeah. And I just feel really bad for saying it because Shane Black has done so many good films that I love in the past. Lethal Weapon, Monster Squad.
What was the recent one with the was it Russell Crowe with the cops?
Yes, The Nice Guys.
That was it. It looked like to me he took the dialogue from that movie and put it in The Predator. There was so much comedy dialogue in there that whilst it was funny, it didn't always feel that it was in the right place. And then unintentionally funny lines of, autism is the next stage in human evolution. I'm like, you're fucking stupid.
And I think they dropped a couple of lines from the original film in there as well, which there was forced.
Didn't work.
Totally forced.
I've seen some motorbikes get to the choppers.
Yeah,
come on, really?
Yeah.
Just do. And they're like you said, the medieval thing. I think probably I quite like that idea.
It was just me totally thinking today, and I just thought I'd have actually more appreciated it, even if it was a little bit of a letdown if he didn't do it right. But at least he's tried something different, and it's a whole new take on it. I mean, me saying King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table, you get what I mean with just the whole mythology and something to cause, like, St. George fought a dragon. Do you know what I mean? Instead of a dragon,
Damn, you should have been. If anyone's listening, please let Damon. Well, the franchise is probably dead now. Yeah, that's a good idea. Instead of a dragon, it's a predator.
And that's what I thought. Like the whole mythology.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. Cheers, mate.
I really like that.
We want to write a script. That's what we'll do.
We'll do a medieval predator film. If anyone's listening,
finance us.
Yeah, finance us for a medieval predator film. I can put on some tinfoil, be a knight.
Yeah, there we go. It would already be better. It would be just for
that. Me and tinfoil would be better. But it was just the whole predator killer with 4 guns on its shoulders. It's the sort of thing you would have drawn when you're like 12 years old.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've seen the Predator movie. I'm going to draw my own Predator, and you've drawn this crappy drawing. And it's like he's had that in the drawer somewhere and gone, I'm going to put in this picture as a kid.
I think we all could see through it. When we saw that at the end, it was just like, just so rushed and just didn't. It really, really is bad. And I really, like I say, I do feel bad for saying it because I did have high hopes, Shane Black, But what on earth went wrong? I know we've picked on a lot of things that went wrong, but why was he not?
For me, it spent too much time trying to remind you of the cool stuff out of the original films instead of just trying to do its own thing. Stop referencing the original to a certain extent. The little Jake Busey cameo was fine because he's playing the son of his dad's character in Predator 2. Yeah. But that's fine. It wasn't thrown in. It wasn't in your face. He just mentions his name.
Yeah.
And if you know the franchise, like, that was Gary Busey's character. Yeah. I recognise the surname. Brilliant. And that was the only thing that didn't feel too shoehorned, I think.
The one thing for me that I quite liked, but they didn't do enough on it, and it was just like, was the bit where they mentioned the Predators kind of turned coat a little bit and come to Earth to give us something. I know it was a big letdown what they give us, the suit, but actually the idea that they were there was one Predator who was like, right, okay.
But I didn't like the whole hybrid thing.
No, I didn't.
The Predators have decided we need to take the DNA of other species to make ourselves more like them so we can then beat them. What happens if a Predator had a peanut allergy? Predator Steve's going to merge himself with a pack of Nobby's nuts now. Half Predator, half peanut. He'll be all right. It was just stupid. I didn't like it. It's supposed to be the ultimate killing machine. The whole thing is it's the challenge to go out and fight these things, surely.
Yeah.
Not, I'm going to have to take some DNA from that thing.
Yeah. I think that's just about addressed how bad
there was only a couple of memorable lines in it, which was Thomas Jane's character with his Tourette's.
Yes.
Where someone said something, he blurted out.
I did hear you chuckle.
Fuck me in the face with an aardvark. It was a bit ad-libbed, but it was also quite funny.
Yeah.
And the bit where one of them was trying to do, see, I can't remember the characters, one of them was trying to do a speech to get everyone to join in. And someone had said, like, okay, I'll join you. It's not because of your speech, but it's because you called me a pussy.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, okay, quite like that.
Yeah. Even the last battle, all the way through that last scene, the whole fighting sequence, there was no fighting sequences that stood out to me at all.
I was okay with it at the start of the movie, and then I think even though I was like, yeah, all right, it's just going on nostalgia and trying to earn points that way, but I can tolerate it. And then it got worse as it went along, and I found myself sitting in the cinema just in my head going, I really don't like this. This is stupid. I'm really not enjoying this movie.
Yeah. I was waiting for a moment to turn it around for me, to be honest.
And I didn't even think that watching Suicide Squad. I could switch off my brain and go, it's a bit shit, but I can put up with it.
Yeah. I think it's because we had high hopes for this, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it could have been.
And again, when we go back to this, do we call it a remake? Whatever.
I wouldn't call it a remake, because it's acknowledged the previous ones.
True.
It is a sequel.
Yeah,
it's at least acknowledged the first movie and Predator 2.
I was going to say, if we're going back to the whole, they're redoing stuff from past childhood.
For me, it was another step in the franchise, but it's the final step, really, unless they're going to have to leave it a long time. It'll be a reboot at some point, I think, because the Predator's too cool a character to throw away.
I think it may take some new blood and just a new idea, a new concept.
It will need to be left for a little while because you kind of like screwed it up to such an extent that even a really good trailer now I'd be like, I don't think I'll go to the cinema.
Yeah.
I mean, would I watch this one again? Maybe just out of curiosity to in my head to go like, was it as bad as I think it was, or was it just?
I wouldn't watch this again, but I think what I would say is if like you say, maybe 5 years down the line they do something again, I think I'll always go back to, I will watch it because that character is so cool.
Yeah.
But they really need to get it right next time.
I think I would give it a shot again, the Predator, but only because I'm like, it couldn't have been that bad, surely.
No, it really was.
I'll give it another go just to, yeah. But when I came out of the cinema, I was just like, this is shit, I never want to watch it again.
Yeah. I honestly was really disappointed.
But now I'm trying to convince myself it couldn't have been that bad.
It was. No, it really was.
So, yeah, The Predator, just not a good film. And
yeah,
if you haven't seen it, well done. You've more sense than we have.
Going nicely on to the next point would be, I hear Shane Black was going to be doing the Monster Squad remake. Now I'm scared. I was so excited previously. They were going to the rumours were I thought they were going to do kind of the children from the first film into adults, a bit like It Part 2 kind of.
Yeah.
So really, really looking forward to that idea that these adults have now got to fight these monsters. If anyone doesn't know what Monster Squad is, if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a piece of 80s nostalgia for myself, and it's a great film. It's just kind of that 80s vibe, a bit like Stranger Things kind of.
Yeah, it's a group of kids who end up facing off against the Wolfman,
Dracula,
creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah,
was there a mummy?
Yeah, there was a mummy. Yeah, and they got to save the world, and they're kind of making crossbow arrows and
the fashion their own weapons.
That's it. Yeah, in class.
It was one of those films I remember I'd watched it as a kid and I'd forgotten the name of it, and I'd remembered little bits, and I was getting it confused with. Do you remember a film called The Gate, where these kids have got a pit in their garden and see these demons come out of it?
No.
And in my head, I'd got the two movies mixed up, and it wasn't until like 20 years or something later I've gone, hang on, that was the Monster Squad, and I hadn't seen it for so long until when we first sort of met at work and we were chatting about movies, and you said to me like, do you remember this film with Frankenstein and Dracula? I'm like, do you mean Monster Squad? And you're like, oh my god, yeah, someone actually knows what it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, God, yeah, I need to watch that again.
So yeah, it's just one of the things. I think even when you go back to childhood films and you watch them, you go, that wasn't as good as I thought. Watching this, I didn't have that. It was just that the moments I remembered throughout the film, and I was like, that's brilliant. And it just, I personally think it stands the test of time. It's just one of them things like the Goonies, or you can watch and enjoy.
But then, based on how much, obviously, I'm going to mention The Predator again a little bit, how much we were disappointed with that, do you think it should be a case of just leave franchises alone now?
See, that I am being very
because if you want
what I'm saying,
if you want something like where I said The Predator had these hints that reminds you of the first film, but if you want to be reminded of the original, I'll go and watch the original.
Yeah,
you've either got to do something completely new, or just leave it. I
think the only thing I would say is the whole idea with it, where the children characters are now adults and they're facing off against it. I like that idea because it's.
I did like it. I must admit, the new one I thought was.
I absolutely loved it.
And you don't like clowns?
I hate clowns, especially that clown because he was vicious. And I thought they'd done a real good job of that because I've watched both, and I just thought that clown was much better.
The original film, I don't think has stood up very well, has it?
No,
I haven't seen it for a long since it aired on telly when it first came out. But it was just like, it's a big spider. We'll pull a glowy thing out of his tummy. Film ends.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, and you could just kept him as the clown, really.
Yeah, and my wife said the books, are really good, and you get to the ending, and they just let you down a lot of the times, like with some of the twists,
Right.
But I say with this, at least they kept it to he's a killer clown.
Yeah. But Stellan Skarsgård played it really well.
And
really well.
I really like the idea of them going back and revisiting it. But like you said, by them being adults, they could change a few things. That they've still got the traumatic experience of being kids and going through it, but they've got the experience of killing him before. So
because possible future spoiler alert, doesn't it? In the original one, when they go back, they go back because one of them has died, and it's been the 27 years or whatever, and one of them's died, and they all realise that hang on, we think this is Pennywise again, and that's why they do. Or do they go back for the funeral or something like that?
But
There's a reason that they all go back after.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's something along those lines.
It's been
a while since
I just like the idea, but at least they're revisiting, like you said about revisiting franchise. At least they're doing something like that. Idea is quite good, I think.
Yeah,
it works quite well. And if they did,
but that's the thing. For me, it wasn't. I wouldn't call it a remake because when you're based on the book, you can go. Well, we can take bits from the book and little beats from that weren't in the original film and do our own movie, and it was pretty much its own movie.
Yeah.
Although I don't remember the original very well, I haven't seen it for a long time. There was nothing that made me think, oh, that was in the other film.
No. I think is it the boy he doesn't in the original he's just killed, isn't he? I think, but you don't see anything. Whereas this, lost an arm and kind of then he's.
What's the little boy's name?
I can't remember.
They all float. I can't remember. Oh yeah. God, I can't remember his name. Jesus, some movie nerd I am. yeah.
But yeah, I think it'd be an interesting concept if he did it. But then now I've lost faith in Shane Black, so. I'm not sure. But
then, sticking with Stephen King, I've seen just a few days ago there was a trailer for the new Pet Sematary movie.
And that was on my list, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I checked it out today, actually.
I saw it today, yeah. Same as well.
What did you think?
I liked what I saw. I'm not sure about the kids in masks, that's a bit...
Yeah, same.
Why would you put on a mouse mask to go and bury Mr. Nibbles the mouse?
Yeah, it was a whole kind of... kind of American Horror Story vibe.
Kids in masks are creepy, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
And they're wearing animal masks as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, my mouse is dying, I'm going to wear a mask of a mouse. Oh, really? God, you could 8 hours when your nan dies.
Do you know one thing I like? John Lithgow as the...
Is that who it was? I was watching on the computer at work. Sorry if my boss is listening. It's fine. Anyway, and I couldn't blow it up to full screen because it was losing the...
I hope it was John Lithgow. I'm going to look really stupid, but I'm pretty sure it was. But
some of it didn't... I don't know, because it's like, Miss Herman Munster doing that character. Although, sometimes dead is better.
Don't go down that road.
Road it's kind of like a really iconic character, but hopefully this will do it enough justice to make it.
Yeah, I mean, it is doing what we always say, which is redoing an old film again, and I think the original was quite creepy. Was it the Sister Zelda as well, with the whole back? That creeped the hell out of me for about 10 years.
I think for most people, that was the creepiest thing in the whole movie was Zelda.
Yeah, that was... I hope they don't include that because that was the scariest thing.
They will include it, but it shouldn't be the scariest thing in the film.
No.
The scariest thing in the film should surely be the murderous undead child.
Yeah.
I mean, he was all right in it, but he had that little blue suit on, which you look at it now and go, that's a Junior Austin Powers. It was kind of like a weird costume.
Yeah. Is there a bit in that with cutting the Achilles?
He slashes him across the mouth and then, is it with like a scalpel?
That's it,
or something. But then they've got to do that a bit different. You can't just be like, even if that is the scene in the book, I don't think you could quite copy that scene exactly in the new film. Otherwise, you're like, well, that's exactly the same as.
Yeah.
That's why I think remakes are such a hard thing to get right, because you'll either people like me will moan about, well, that's exactly the same as it was in the original film, or you'll go, well, you've changed it too much now.
Yeah.
So they're really difficult.
But then isn't that the whole point of not to keep redoing them?
Yeah.
You know, leave it alone. But this one hasn't been done for so long, and I can, at least appreciate that they're bringing back something from a long while ago. They're not like Spider-Man. There's about 10 of them, and it's such a short.
I think there wasn't that many. I suppose if you count the 70s ones, yeah.
But I don't know. It's an interesting one. I saw the trailer. It didn't look too bad. Going along with trailers, have you seen or heard that they're redoing Aladdin into a live?
I saw the trailer was out. I've seen the little thumbnail for it today. I didn't take any notice because I'm not interested in live action Disney things. I didn't care about Beauty and the Beast. I don't care about the upcoming Dumbo.
Jungle Book.
I did watch Jungle Book.
Yeah.
I think with my kids, obviously. But I just don't care. I'm not one for singing in movies.
Yeah.
With very few exceptions, very few. So it'd be like
Dr. Horrible's sing-along.
I don't know if that was really a movie. But
true.
Blues Brothers, Poultrygeist.
It's again on that bandwagon, isn't it? Let's just redo another one.
Yeah, Disney's decided to do remakes, but then their whole twist is we'll do it live action with some shitty CGI.
If you're listening, Disney, if you touch the Fox, the Robin Hood Fox Disney version,
they will.
I will write and complain and do something.
You'll have another bedknobs and broomsticks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, true. Mary Poppins too.
But it'll be CGI instead of people interacting with cartoon animated characters. I just don't care. I've never been that big a fan of Disney stuff because even as a kid, it was just the musical and the tweeness and the singing. I just don't.
See, I am looking forward to watching it with my daughter now. Like, I can't wait to show her them. But what I'm worried about is her seeing the versions that are not the original and thinking they're not very good. I want her to see the versions I've seen that, as I was growing up, that was good. So I think we've said this before in previous podcasts. It's kind of things that, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was growing up was amazing. It was cartoon, it was brilliant, and the films with the puppeteers and everything brilliant. Then they redone it recently with all CGI, and it was just I didn't think it was done as well. And
I only saw about 20 minutes of the Ninja Turtles movie, the Michael Bay one.
Yeah.
I think I saw the first fight scene, and then one of them had punched a container or something flying into the foot, and I'm like, well, the hand, is it not the foot?
No, it's the foot.
Which
Hand
one's
is
the hand?
Daredevil.
That's it, sorry. Get my limbs
Crossover.
mixed up. The hand, the foot, jaws, don't know. But yeah, it was like they've punched a container. I'm like, they're just turtle people.
Yeah.
Since when have you had super strength? And then it was like, she's a reporter, but she's got a bicycle in the back of a van, and then she pedals around everywhere. And I'm like, can you just, what you cycled, put your bike in a van and then got it out and just, I don't know, the whole thing just, I know it's a really weird, petty thing to get caught up on, but I'm like, this is just dumb. I never watched it.
Yeah, I watched it and just was, didn't like it.
But they are both on Netflix at the moment, aren't they? Because I was kind of, shall I put them on and watch it with the kids? And I'm like, this is 2 hours of this crap. What if they like it? And I'll sit and hate it for 2 hours.
I'll give it. It's an easy watch. You can just watch it and go, meh, they've ruined another thing. But,
well, that's not a recommendation, mate.
Yeah.
I want to see my childhood just smashed again.
Yeah, that is the thing. I just feel, I don't think that I can think of something that they've done from my childhood that they've done well. I can't. I really can't.
Hills of Eyes, I didn't mind the remake.
No, Hills of Eyes. Yeah, Hills of Eyes.
From my childhood, yeah. The first one, the remake, the part 2 from the new ones I didn't like.
No, yeah, the first one with the caravan where he kind of he gets revenge, doesn't he?
Yeah, with the guy, I forgot the actor's name. He was Buffalo Bill in. He was the dad who got burnt alive.
Oh wow.
Ted Levine, that's it. Yeah.
But I thought that was rigged done well, and there's a couple of moments where I was like, oh my god, this
is really, that was kind of, that's how you do a remake.
Exactly. But yeah, other than that, I can't think of anything that,
A few, but they've only when they've completely changed it. I've always said Cronenberg's version of The Fly, and I know you don't like it, but Carpenter's version of The Thing, which you don't like The Thing, do you?
Yeah, I didn't. And that is one I might rewatch, because I do think I'd probably like it if I watched it again.
For me, I think I watched that not long after it came out around the same time as E.T., and I didn't get to watch it because I was quite young.
Yeah.
I think I ended up going, I think I saw E.T. at the cinema, but then The Thing came on telly and I watched it around then, and I'm like, this is amazing. And
it is one of them loved it ever
since.
Yeah. I'm in the middle of just watching Blade Runner. Never seen Blade Runner, so I'm now watching that. Yeah. So there's a couple of classics I haven't seen.
So I've not seen the new Blade Runner.
No, I've got that.
Which I'm then a bit cautious of at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch it and then just be disappointed by the whole thing, and it'll taint my impression of the original film, because I really love the original movie. But
yeah.
At some point, again, I'll get around to it and I'll sit and watch it and be like, it's mediocre, and then move on.
I have to say that one thing I think they've done really well redoing is Daredevil. And obviously we've got the new season coming up soon.
I'm behind on, I haven't watched any of the season 2s of Jessica Jones, Luke Cage or Iron Fist. I saw season 2 of Daredevil, but I'm behind on those 3 ones at the moment. I've overwhelmed with.
So at least you can watch season 3 of Daredevil then.
Yeah, I'll do that. But I need to watch the season 2 of all the others. The problem is, Amy and I have just started watching Better Call Saul, because we've never started watching this yet.
No,
we've just finished season 1.
Good.
Yeah, it's actually it's hard to go into what the story would be about. There's no particular one bad guy or sort. It's just how his business started and how Mike kind of got back into what he was doing. You could almost have Mike's storyline could almost be a separate thing to.
Oh wow!
Well, he's not Saul at that point. He hasn't changed his name. They cross over and meet and interact, but they've both got their own separate things that they're doing as well.
Oh, okay.
But it's quite interesting. Yeah, we really liked it. And the camera work is. I need to look up. It was the same guys who did Breaking Bad, because the camera work is the same style of. This is really good. So we've just finished season 1. I think season 4 is now finished on Netflix. Season 5's been greenlit.
Oh wow!
But I presume that would have to be close to getting the last one. Otherwise, they're surely going to look too old for the prequel side of, unless it catches up with Breaking Bad and goes after. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we've just started watching that together, and I've just started watching. Is it Norseman? That sort of Viking comedy-ish type thing.
Okay.
It's an easy watch. It's half-hour episodes. It's a little bit funny. I can just I'll rip through it.
Okay.
I'm only 2 episodes in at the moment, but
I'm looking forward to Daredevil season 3 because I think that's been done really well. Iron Fist 2, obviously, I can't talk to you about. That was one of my other things I was going to mention.
Is it better than the first season?
No,
because he wasn't.
He's just the worst. I just think I just don't see the point of him. To be honest with you, he's just.
Or is it just how he's been written? Because the girl who's his mate, she was a much better character.
Yeah,
that's the same. She was a much better character.
She's amazing. She kicks ass. She's a brilliant fighter, and love seeing her scenes.
So I don't know if it's how he's written there that they've made him too flawed.
Yeah, I just generally think he's the Aquaman of.
The Aquaman. But the new film might be good. Well, you never know.
Seahorses. Nope.
Oh god, was it riding a seahorse?
Yeah,
Do you get a seahorse big enough for humans to?
Yeah, I just
demigods, whatever it is.
I'm anti Iron Fist and obviously Aquaman. Yeah,
because I still haven't seen the Justice League movie.
It's that bad. I can't remember if I have.
I liked Wonder Woman. I thought they did a good job of that.
Yeah, I thought it was alright. I just think the whole DC universe with the Batman and Affleck and everything has just not been done.
I didn't mind that as such, but with the Batman versus Superman for the whole we're bonded because our mums have the same name. Just fucking it was so stupid.
I really just
Martha. Oh, that's my mum's name. Now we're buddies. Let's go beat a troll.
I just really don't like what they've done. Just don't think it's been done very well.
Marvel's definitely got the.
Oh, they're absolutely smashing it.
I mean,
I think that's the way they've done it as well. We've always discussed it, haven't we? That said that they've built their characters up, they've brought them together quite well. I mean, Josh Whedon doing it as well helped, I think.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know what's. Oh, did I see something? I think I saw something today about James Gunn. Is he doing another? Is he going to do Suicide Squad too?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
He's
jumped shit.
Well, because he basically got fired, didn't he? But that might be a silly mistake by them. But I don't think even he could resurrect the DC universe, to be honest. The Batman.
But I'm now inclined to be like, do you know what? I'll go and watch the second one now. Especially if they will give you free reign to do your own thing.
If you can turn it around, that'd be really good. And I didn't mind Suicide Squad, but easy watch.
It was a turn off your brain and watch it, but it didn't do anything that hadn't been done before. The bad guy was kind of forgettable, Killer Croc. Like, here's a bit for you to swim in. Oh, thanks, I've done something now.
It didn't open it up as like, oh wow, let's go watch another 3 of these films. But
at least it was a 5.5, 6 out of 10.
But I personally have to say, Marvel have definitely smashing it, but I personally don't think some of the Marvel films I've come out absolutely loving. I think as much as the original Avengers, that was brilliant.
What about Infinity War though?
I didn't rate it as much as everybody. No.
Oh god, I loved it. I really got into it.
I wouldn't have said a 9 out of 10 or anything like that. I'd have probably
given it a 7. I'd have gone for 8.5.
So you loved
9.
it.
Yeah, I really got into it because if you look at it, because it was a standalone film technically, we know there's going to be a part, because it doesn't say part 1. It didn't come up with a to be continued.
No,
had a definite ending. Spoiler alert, as usual. You've watched a film where the bad guy has just won.
Yeah,
and I'm like, do you know what? I like that. And the fact that kids crying in the cinema, the Spider-Man, Groot, and like, they're all dead, but for now, for the next film, I'm like, I really got into it.
I'd watch it again to see whether I was just not in the zone or something, but I just didn't. I don't know. Just the action sequence was brilliant, but I don't know the whole.
I wish they would do slightly more coherent fight sequences. There's a lot of you can follow them, but there's too many like jump cuts and all that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, do it like the Raid or something.
Yeah.
Some really nice choreographed.
Yeah.
Because I think they forget they choreograph a fight scene, but forget to choreograph the camera.
Yeah.
And that to me, that's a really important thing in a fight scene is where your camera is going to be going during that fight.
Yeah, I think
we'll stick it here, you throw a punch, then we'll put it here, you throw a punch, and we're going to cut. Like, no, just do as much as you can.
You hit the nail on the head. The Raid, done it spectacular,
I got Amy to watch it for the first time, and she quite enjoyed it. So I've got to do the second one now.
Today, actually, I haven't seen it for so long. I might put it in and then watch the second one. Just brilliant.
I was having a conversation with Erin, my daughter, in regards to camera work and how things. Camera trickery and that, and I showed her that behind the scenes thing from the Raid 2 where they shot the bit down the highway where the back of a truck with a camera and they're passing through the window and there's a guy dressed as a car seat, and obviously they then used a bit of CG work to remove his face and have it look like a car seat, and she was just like, wow, that's amazing. It's just to give her an idea of how things are fake in movies, but also how clever it can be.
Well, it's only recent since we've been discussing stuff in films and cameras and stuff that I start now noticing in films, that you start seeing different angles, and you're like, that's actually really cool. I've not seen that before, and it is quite interesting. I don't think there's a lot, each filmmaker is different, but seeing them good shots, they're very few and far between where they do some good camera work.
But then they do stand out when you get them. So it is nice, I think, that not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Because then when you get a good film that does it right, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Just for that, not that everyone will notice it, because sometimes this is subliminal. For people that aren't looking out for that aren't quite as nerdy as us, for example, they just think, oh, that was really good. And you're thinking, because did you notice how the camera did this, and this? And like, oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And just going back as well to what you said about the choreographed sequences. Sometimes it doesn't matter about how many you see, like all the action is a bit too much, you don't get to concentrate on a real good fight scene, whereas if they just it's not always quantity, it's quality, isn't it? So I think maybe if they just slowed it down a bit, but I need to watch it again just to see if I'm being too harsh.
See, I thoroughly enjoyed it, not just because I think it brought all the characters together in a way that made sense, and it didn't feel overdone with too many characters. But it also, I wasn't, was it 2.5 hours?
Yeah.
And I wasn't bored at all. I didn't get, I didn't have a moment that pulled me out of the movie other than maybe the Peter Quill Star-Lord thing where he's the one who screwed up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, did you have to be that fucking stupid?
Yeah, that was over,
That was the only kind of like, that was the only annoying moment in
I have
the
to
film,
say the whole thing with Iron Man looking like he's going to die, I was like on the edge of my seat, that was really good. And then where everybody starts vanishing and trying to work out in your head how this is going to work, the timelines, and how, obviously we spoil that again, but Captain Marvel might be
that's because the trailer's been out for that, hasn't it?
It is, but I'm not.
I'm really. It was set.
I think I'm in a negative mood or something. I've not said
this is usually me. I'm the one that's usually.
I'm not actually interested in that at all.
I must admit, the trailer didn't blow me away, but it's now got to the point where it's. I suppose it shows how good Marvel are, because you're like, well, I don't care, it's a Marvel thing, I've invested this much into it. Marvel could just do like a dog poo the movie and you'd be like, oh, I think I'll go and watch that.
It'll tie in somehow.
Yeah, there'll just be a turd on it, it'll just be like Stan Lee shitting on a plate and putting a little Marvel flag on it, like, oh, I'll go and watch that, it's the next one in the Marvel series.
Yeah.
Please don't release that as a movie, by the way, but I think that's...
It won't get remade.
But it shows how good they've got into everyone's, like the zeitgeist of society at the moment. Everyone likes superheroes. Thanks to them, it's brought it up. But now we're just, it's like, oh my God, it's Marvel. We're going to go watch it.
Thor 1, Thor 2, didn't really care. Watched them. Just they was all right. Thor Ragnarok, amazing. They just totally turned it on its head, and they went with like comedy, and it was brilliant.
But even though 1 and 2 aren't the greatest, I could still sit and watch them. Yeah. Other than if you watch the first Thor film, didn't they blonded his eyebrows or something? It looks really freaking weird. When you know it, sorry, if you never noticed this before, go back and look, and you'll never unsee his weirdly blonde eyebrows.
But I just they make subtle changes through. They realised that they changed it, and it was brilliant. Ant-Man was a good added one.
I was all right.
There was a couple of moments.
I didn't quite enjoy it as much as I thought I would in the cinema, but then having watched it again, I'm like, yeah, it was all right. And the new one, I was kind of.
I haven't seen it
50-50 with.
I haven't
but I think the second time again, whereas we watched the new Daredevil, all of us together, didn't we? And that was Deadpool.
Yes.
Sorry, and I think unanimously really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
You were. I'm sure I heard you cracking up at the bit after he's been torn in half and he's got his little legs.
Yeah,
shirt cocking it. I could hear you chuckling at
I was, yeah. But that is. I think that's one again that's been done well. And they've hit the, is it 18? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't see they're going to release a 12 version, or is it a PG-13, if you call it America? They're going to cut it and do a tamer version. I presume he's going to do all his lines again, so that younger viewers can see it. Like, really, just leave it.
That's disappointing.
I know it'd be nice to introduce it as part of the Marvel thing for kids. I don't think so. You don't have to. No one's going to be made to go and watch it.
No,
I'd only buy the 18 version.
Would you?
But the thing is, that's already been released. If they'd gone, we put it on the DVD as a little aside, so you can watch it with your kids. Like, fine, as an extra.
Yeah,
but to release it like that, I don't know. But I think it's more cash in Marvel's pocket, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. The fact that
they're going to do it.
They've done it as it should be done, 18, and that goes for the same as what we mentioned with Daredevil. They've done it as a bit of a darker version. That's brilliant. Let's do that.
But they've took some bold steps when you think. I mean, everyone knows the Guardians of the Galaxy. They didn't before the movie came out.
Yeah.
If someone said, "Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy," and there's like a tree man and all, and you'd be like, "You what now?"
Yeah, the raccoon.
Yeah,
you what?
talking raccoon cyborg thing or whatever, bionically engineered, and you'd be like, "Huh?
Yeah.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
Sounds stupid." But now everyone knows who the characters are.
And yeah, they did. They've done well tying it in.
They had a game plan from the start.
Yeah, they didn't just.
And
rush it.
they knew from that first movie we want Thanos to be our ultimate bad guy, and they've had a bit of a plan.
And
They knew they wanted to do the Infinity Stones,
and they have built that up. Like you said, it is good seeing the baddie win.
Yeah, I do like a downbeat ending. So what happens at the end of this film? Everyone's dead and the bad guy wins. I'm a happy man. Thank you very much.
You weren't the only one smiling as we left the cinema. You were whistling, weren't you? I was going to actually mention to you. Yeah, I've just looked at my list. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, it's good.
I've actually watched Train to Busan as well.
Oh, okay.
Really enjoyed that. That was good.
I'm so happy you said that.
Yeah, just thought that was brilliant.
Mainly because it's that thing when you get a film you really like and you want other people.
I was rooting for
you get
the
that thing
characters.
Like, please watch this. You'll really like it. When someone goes, "No, it's shit," you're like,
"Yeah,
fuck, what's the matter with you?"
yeah. No, I did really did enjoy that. I really like that.
Cool. I'm glad because I thought it was a cracking movie. I'm glad you like that because I just really, really enjoyed it. But I mean, I like my Korean cinema and stuff anyway. But...
Yeah, and when I saw, I recorded off Sky, and I thought, do you know what, I'm going to catch up with that, and then I'll just say I won't even thought, do you know what, I'll give it a go, and I was just totally engrossed from minute one. You know, it didn't take long to get into the action and get into the whole epidemic. And then I was actually really engrossed with the characters, what's going to go on here? And a couple of things were really cool, and the way it was actually going back to the way it was shot as well through the carriages, it was really good.
Yeah, it was I like one of the shots that sticks out in my head now thinking about it was where one of the carriages on its side and they're underneath it, and all the zombies, the weight of them pressing through the glass, and they'll start to drop through.
Yeah.
And even though it was like, while they were dropping through in like a domino effect, it was still like a cool moment. It was like, I'll forgive it because it was just.
And there was some tense moments where you thought, who's going to get bit? I don't really care about.
And it didn't seem too worried about like, oh, this one's quite a major character. They've been bitten. Never mind.
Yeah. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that.
Oh, cool. There is a animated prequel as well.
Was there?
It doesn't explain anything. It's just an animation of a different part of the city when the zombie virus first breaks out. It doesn't tell you anything, but it's still really good.
Okay.
You could watch it as a complete standalone, other than it's set in Seoul or whatever. Then I think it'll then move on to the other areas like Busan or whatever. But it was just a good film. But I don't know whether it's worth calling it a prequel because it didn't explain anything. It was just like, here's a guy, he's dead. Oh no, he's got up and started biting someone else, and you don't know how he's got into this state. But
yeah,
it was good.
Gonna go off topic now.
Okay.
On the next topic, Red Dead Redemption 2. Have you been seeing things on it?
I've been seeing lots of things, and I'm just pining because I know I'm not going to be able to afford it before Christmas. Probably not going to get it for Christmas, so I'm just going to be waiting a while.
I have to say, I've been watching. Have you seen some of the gameplay footages?
I've tried to avoid quite a bit because I don't want any spoilers. The same as just recently, I think the trophy list has been leaked.
Yes.
So I'm not going to look at it because I don't want any spoilers at all at the moment.
I had a brief look, didn't look all the way through, same as yourself. I didn't want to ruin anything.
I've seen enough to know that I really, really want to play it. I'm such a fan of because technically the previous game was the second because it was Red Dead Revolver.
Yes.
Was the first game. Me and Amy used to play that because you could have a bit where a two-player section, we'd have gunfights together, so you'd draw and start shooting at each other.
Oh, cool.
We would play that as a little multiplayer thing. But
Red Dead 1, I never actually had it. Lee, who also did the podcast with us, he had it, and we played that, and I did enjoy the game. Never completed it.
You know the ending of it.
I know a bit of this. I know that it's his son, John Marsden's son.
The story's all wrapped up. You've done your quest, beat the bad guy kind of thing, and then you kind of go into a tutorial mode again, where you're teaching your son all the stuff you would learn in, if you like, in the first part of the game. So you're like, I'm taking him out to herd cattle and all this sort of thing, and then you realise it's done this tutorial mission because then your character dies, and then it will jump forward, and you're playing as the son.
Oh, right.
And there is an after credit sequence where you can find the guy who organised it all and shoot him in the face, which is nicely satisfying.
I'm surprised they haven't remade it, remastered a bit like Last of Us for the PlayStation 4. To be honest,
that's
to cash in on it.
Because Rockstar remastered. What was the crime thing? With Cole Phelps.
Heavy Rain.
No, not Heavy Rain. Cole Phelps. But they used all the facial animations. Was it set in Chicago back in the day?
Oh, is it LA Confidential kind of thing?
LA Noire.
LA Noire,
That's the one. Yeah, they re-released that. So Rockstar aren't.
Very surprised why they didn't
The
do it with
first
Red Dead to get you kind of in the mood for Red Dead 2.
Yeah. Because I just scooped it up again.
A couple of things I want to just touch on with Red Dead 2. I know you don't want spoilers, but do you know anything about the gameplay with how you bond with your horse and things like this?
I know that's a factor in it, but I don't know how it all works.
Do you not want to know anything about it?
No, that's fine. No, you can throw that. That's not us.
It's just things that I've read. There was a thing on IGN, I believe. It was like 79 little things they spotted during the game, what you can do. So you can now...
Oh, yeah. I started to watch it and I never got around to finishing that.
You can actually kind of do the metalwork on your guns. You can... I think there was something with...
Because the weird thing with this is it's all superfluous in a way. It's not relevant. It's not necessary.
No, just
but because it's
amazing.
there, we're just like... Oh, I can do that.
Yeah,
I can, do you brush and feed your horse or something?
Yeah, you make a bond.
I can brush my horse and
pull
the horn on a train or whatever you call it, the whistle.
So if you actually treat your horse, the better you have a relationship with your better word this differently.
I've been sleeping with my horse. She's pretty.
But your horse can actually die, and then you're back to square one and got like a bit of a rubbish horse. So actually, there's quite.
So there's a reason to actually look after it.
Yeah,
because in the original, just like, horse is dead. I'll just go and catch one and off I go again. And other than there was a trophy for that one horse, which I didn't know about, and I dumped that ages ago and got a different one. And then when I completed it, found out there was a trophy for keeping that horse for 12 missions or something. I'm like, oh shit, gonna have to play it again to get that trophy.
But like things like little things where you can get your hat shut off. And then if you don't pick your hat up, it's gone. You know, you've got to get another hat. So there's loads of little.
But that's what I mean. It's very superfluous. It's irrelevant to the game, but somehow it's got that ability, I think, to flesh out the world. Well, to make it more immersive, even though it's irrelevant.
I think some of the things they said, where you can, like with all the NPC characters, you know, just saying good morning, you can then change that if you want to, and just be a right.
It changes your social standing in the town.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've got a bath to keep yourself clean. If you don't bath, you got blood on your shirt, you got snow on your shirt, and you look dirty. They're not. People are going to react different. Things like that makes you feel like you're in the world.
You can go and get a bath. Will there be the certain houses that have the ladies that will come?
Yes, there will be.
Yeah, so we need to
very much like Geralt in The Witcher with the whole bath scene and stuff.
You reminded me of something. The
Witcher Netflix.
Yeah, TV series.
Henry Cavill.
That's right, it was Henry Cavill. I'm trying to remember who it was who was going to play him.
I don't know the actress who's going to be playing Ciri or...
There was a bit of complaint about Ciri. They wanted someone of a darker skin tone, and the character's really pale and pasty. And I thought, does it matter? Who cares on the race?
Yeah.
As long as the actor plays it well and they're reasonably true to the character.
I mean, to be honest with you, I can't see Henry Cavill playing Geralt, but it'd be really... If he wanted to do it...
The only thing that kind of made me cautious was I think I've read something that said it'll be a bit more Ciri based than it would be Geralt. And you're like, oh come on, you can't go.
No.
Let's take this series and that with the guy who's the lead character and put him in the background and make a minor character a bit more lead because
I don't know that. Yeah, hopefully,
but it's got potential. Yeah, it's got because it's the Witcher. We all love it so much.
Yeah, but so that.
Yeah, we were talking
Red Dead. The whole NPC environment and how you interact with people. They said, I did read something recently where they said instead of doing the missions with your whole camp where you can go and learn how to hunt and then you got to work inside the camp and feed the camp and you don't have to do that at all. It's just how they react to you when you go back to camp.
So they'll be happy that you brought meat and furs or whatever, I guess.
One of the guys who was reviewing the game turned around and said he went away for like 2 hours, got a one-way train ticket to the furthest part he could, away from the camp. But after 2 hours being away from the camp, he was actually like, "No, I miss these characters." and he said once he went back and he done a couple of bank heists and robbed a train and done all these little things with a gang. It was amazing. Okay. You got them characters. So I think with this, you're going to really feel like you're part of the world, which is going to be quite good if you can interact.
Because there were random camps, weren't there, in the previous game that you go and sit where you see people who've got a campfire at night and you go and sit there and they were telling stories. Yeah. And occasionally they'd mention, did you hear about this guy who got shot over? And you think, yeah, that was me, I did that. Yeah. I shot that idiot.
Yeah.
And I guess it's an extension of that but now they're your
I think the way you interact with the world is going to be amazing with how they remember things and like I said, Barford, and it's a bit like San Andreas, GTA San Andreas, where if you run more, you get fitter. If you get shot more, your
I forgot about that, and you can eat loads of
That's it.
Junk food and you get fat and all the rest of it.
You will in this. Apparently though, but your horse has got them stats as well, so you've got to do a mix.
The problem is I'll be torn between, I want to play it properly so I can go through the game, but then I'm like, I might have to do another save and play like a complete bellend.
I've already done it. I've already thought that as well. I'm going to do it my way first.
Punch my horse.
Second, I'm going to do black hat. Third, I'm going to do white hat. I'm going to be totally bad, totally good, and then
it's like, I don't know if I'll have time to do 3 playthroughs. That's the, I haven't played Witcher 3 twice yet.
Oh, I only played it once. I haven't finished it once. I love that game.
You got close.
I did. But
there's so many games I'm like, I want to play this again, and I just don't get into it.
I was going to say as well, have you seen much on Days Gone? The zombie apocalypse?
The Sons of Anarchy zombie, because he's on a motorbike.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm quite looking forward to that as well.
There's too many fucking decent looking games coming out. I mean, you've very generously lent me the new Spider-Man game, so I can't wait to get home and install that and hopefully play it in 2 days' time when it's finished installing. But
very surprised at how good that was and how they did. You do actually feel like Spider-Man in the game.
There's the bad guy. What's his name? Is it Mr. Negative or something? Because that just sounds like he's really don't like that shit.
It's me in the game.
Don't like that film shit.
I don't think he's called that.
Or Negative Man or something. He does got some negative.
I'm not going to spoil it though for you because I'll let you play it. But it was good. I just found myself there's a few parts in it where you just think doing the same thing a bit again and again. A bit like
the problem for me is you give me an open world and here's a massive map for you to explore. Oh, by the way, there's loads of markers on the map that are things you can do, and I'll be like, well, I'm going to do that and ignore the main story.
Markers to you are like magpie and shiny things. You're like,
markers are like cleavage to me. I just get drawn towards it. I'm like, well, there's a thing there. Better go and have a look and see what's going on. Yeah, they're quite satisfactory. Give me a map with stuff to do, and I'll quite happily ignore the main quest and forget about it. And you wonder why the world still exists anymore. When like 72 hours later, I've not even done the. I'm like, what was the story about? I can't remember because I've been doing all this other shit.
I have to say, next year, the amount of games coming out. I mean, we've just discussed Days Gone. Red Dead's this year.
When's Last of Us 2 as well?
Oh my god, we've got to discuss that. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen gameplay footage that looks so seamless and so fluid. That bit where she smashes. I think Ellie's running. She gets shot with an arrow in the shoulder. She actually is running. She grabs a bottle off of a table as she's running, throws it at this guy. She then proceeds to attack him, I think, or no, when he drops down. But then there's a shotgun blast come through glass, and it was all seamless, and it didn't even look like an FM. I don't think it was an FMV. I think it was gameplay footage, and it was just so fluid.
I think in a way now, Naughty Dog, the developers of that, because they've done such good games consistently. To me, I'd go back to my terrible Marvin analogy. They could do a game where it's just like, here you go, there's a plate and you shit on it. It's a Naughty Dog game. You're like, yeah, all right, cool,
give it a whirl.
Go for it.
Yeah. But how good did that look?
Because Last of Us is probably the first one is one of my favourite games of all time ever.
It's in my top 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's probably in the top 3, to be honest. It just absolutely amazing. I mean, now I've got a daughter.
That first 20 minutes will fuck you up even more.
I'm not embarrassed to say I cried when I first played it, and I didn't. I've
played it about 3 times, and I'm still well up.
I dare play it again because I would just bawl. I'm
still well up, and I think it's that thing where, as you probably find now that you're a father, you get more empathy towards things, whereas before shit wouldn't bother you, and now you're like, that could have been my kid, and you don't even know you're just like, why am I sad just because I'm a parent?
Yeah.
I still hate most things. Why am I getting upset?
And just going back to how good the gameplay looked, I don't think I need to see any more. I'm already sold on getting it before I saw the gameplay, but seeing the gameplay has made me go, how much other things in this game am I going to be? I mean, just going back to the first, again, spoilers if you haven't played Last of Us, but I'm sure you have.
It's one of those games because I know people that haven't played it and aren't really into video games, and to me, I want to get people around, just play this first 20 minutes, see what you think, and you'll be looking at you with the girl in the house and you see the explosions, you're like, oh, this is quite cool. And then you get the kick in the balls at the end.
And that's what I did to Kane with that first scene, obviously, where you see your daughter. And he was like, right. And we had to play all the way through and complete it while he was over that summer. So it was brilliant. But I have to say that the way they did it with the FMVs in Last of Us, where you'd be driving along, the characters in the middle of the road, and then you kind of swerve. All of a sudden, you're in the action, and you're like, you got to go save Ellie. You know, it was just
But
amazing.
even then, it was an interactive cutscene because you were still looking out the windows and seeing what was
very
going
much
on.
like Uncharted.
Yeah.
Them seamless kind of.
Like right at the beginning, where they report and there's an incident, and if you're looking out the window, if you can angle it so you can see the television and your window, and you see the explosion happen on the telly, and then you'll see it outside your window at the same time.
That's
but there'll be a slight sound delay because of the distance.
Yeah,
and recording. It's like, oh god, that's so well done.
I just think that was one of them games where you play it and you'll never get that experience again from playing it for the first time because everything's new.
Yeah.
But just playing through it and just be like, part of me didn't want to complete it because it's over. You know,
I love when you get a game like that. I think I was a bit like that with God of War because I was enjoying it that much. I'm going to be a bit disappointed when I get to the end because I'll have finished.
Yeah.
And even though there's that incentive to go and do the exploring, you were generous enough to lend me that as well. So I've given it back now. And I'll, at some point, when
I'm
it's
starting in Blockbusters.
Well, you still got my copy of Prey.
Prey, I have, yeah.
And I need to lend you.
It's like,
you still haven't played Fallout 4 yet.
No, I haven't. No, you recommended that as well.
I had something else. The Uncharted. Was it Lost Legacy or something?
Yeah, I haven't played that.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
Even though it's not Nathan Drake, still a good Uncharted game, and they've gone slightly open with it as well. There's a certain area that's quite a large, open area of the map for you to go and explore various little things, which was quite cool.
I'll definitely give that a go then.
But again, it's Naughty Dog, and well, they keep jerking them off, but they are a really good games company.
Keeping with the Uncharted, we'll come back to the games obviously after this. Just reminded me, what did you think to the fan-made film with Nathan Fillion, Uncharted?
I really liked it.
Amazing.
It was spot on.
Yeah, and let's be honest, Fillion is Nathan Drake, so
they clearly based it on him.
If they actually, I heard that they were going to be Sony were going to be making it with the Spider-Man chap. Can't think of his name.
Sam Raimi?
No, the actor who played Spider-Man.
In which Spider-Man?
The new one.
The young lad.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can't remember his name either.
No, I can't. He's going to be Nathan Drake.
Okay, God, he's going to be what, the younger version of him?
No, just general Nathan Drake.
He's not old enough.
No, they're going to do it.
Because I can understand them going, Nathan Fillion's probably too old,
But
maybe,
honest,
but
if you want to do it accurate to the character, Nathan Fillion.
Spider-Man kid, he's like 12 years old or some shit. I know he's older than that, but he doesn't look.
But I just don't.
But you never know. It might work.
I just don't. Yeah, I don't like that. Was that whole fan-made film? Even though it was a fan-made film, it looked brilliant. There's humour, there was action.
It caught
everything.
Got everything right.
Even Sully was amazing.
Yeah, Sully was spot on. It was that slow motion leapy dummy jump and punch someone.
And the camera angle went like a video game.
Yeah. It was like someone really got that just right. Movies of video games. Did you see Tomb Raider?
True.
The new one.
No,
the new one's
I haven't.
A bit disappointing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She looked quite good and looked like they.
She looked spot on.
Yeah.
But it just
didn't hit the mark.
That good.
It missed one of my favourite actors though.
Oh, he was completely wasted in that.
Shame.
It was weird because I mentioned. I don't think Amy realised that he was Venus in Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
And I was like, and there was another film we watched just after that, and Walt Goggins was in it again.
He's in Predators, isn't he? I think.
It wasn't that. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. It was something that's, I think, a recent release.
Oh, okay.
And I can't for life remember what it was. Well, no, he wasn't in Game Night, was he?
I haven't seen that.
It's all right.
I want to see that.
Good.
I do want to see that.
My only issue would be, because we're a bit board game nerds, that I would be these families that these people that meet up nearly every weekend or once a month, whatever, to play board games. For fuck's sake, you should have progressed a bit more beyond Monopoly and Game of Life or whatever. You should have a ticket to ride at least or something.
Yeah.
But I suppose they want to go with games that people knew.
Would know, yeah.
No, that was my only kind of narky point. Was just like, really, who has a game night with Monopoly?
I do like. Is it Jason Bateman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. I think he's brilliant. Arrested Development, great show, TV show as well. But yeah, so
I've digressed this conversation.
Yeah, we've gone through a lot of topics there. No, we've done really well there. We've covered a lot of bases. But video games wise, obviously, The Last of Us 2, we're looking forward to. That's next year. We're looking forward to Days Gone. That's next year. Another one on the gameplay front. I think you've seen the trailer. Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah.
I'm really impressed with that. I'm actually happy now that I've actually found something that's very, very impressive.
Because I didn't quite get into the whole Deus Ex thing. I didn't start to replay the last one because it was one of the freebies they put on.
Quite enjoyed that.
I played a little bit just after I saw the Cyberpunk trailer, and I thought, I'm going to go Deus Ex again. But I was still like, it's not Cyberpunk now, is it? Look how good that looks and how much
that did look a bit kind of open world decisions you make again. And it was all first person, which was quite surprising as well, which was quite cool.
I suppose it's surprising because you've gone The Witcher from third person
Yeah.
to then go... Because that's based on an old... Is it from the 80s? An old pen and paper RPG, a bit like D&D or whatever.
Yeah, I think... Was that person involved, or they've gone really heavily to that or something?
Yeah, I think they've had a bit of... Yeah, they haven't just gone and gone, can we have the rights? Yes, and got on with it. I think there's been interaction. And I don't know if it was originally just called Cyberpunk. I think was the game. And then I don't know if there've been any others after that. I've never played that one, so I'm not...
But the way it looked, like how you could go in, like a lot of games where you can go stealth or you can go action or you can do that. But certain decisions are played out different ways. It looked really, really good. So that's one I'm really excited about for next year. And
how good the world looked when she's... It reminded me a bit of like a Judge Dredd Mega City thing where she's come out of her apartment and gone down the elevator and it's like, oh, well, you're in one of the mega blocks. And then when you walked outside and like, holy shit, these streets are crowded with people. It felt like a real... Yeah. To me, I've been like, oh, I wish this was a Judge Dredd game.
And I think
they had that element.
Very much like The Witcher, you've got like love interest, you've got like weapon upgrades, you've got that RPG element to it.
And you could choose characters, couldn't you? Between the male and female characters at the start, you'd be one of those, depending on...
Yeah. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about that.
Yeah, agreed.
Dying Light 2, we've discussed a little bit previously. But it looks quite interesting.
Yeah, it's in the keep an eye on kind of file.
And the Division 2, which we spent a lot of time on the Division.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest game, but because we played it as a group, we really spent a hell of amount of hours ripping into that.
Many a night we were up till 2 playing that online and getting...
it was...
I don't know if we were bullying people online or not, but I think we got bullied as well.
We were equal parts nice and bad, because sometimes we're like, do you know what, we'll let them get their stuff out, and sometimes we're like, I think we can take these, should we go? Yeah, okay, let's kill them. And
opportunistic, weren't we? I think
we flipped from one to the other. I think
but the Division 2, I've not seen too much on it, but it looks very much like Division 1, just in a different area and new abilities. But it'll keep us busy.
I just hope they've done enough to it to make it different, rather than just go same game, different skin in a way. And it's like, I don't know. I'd like it, but just...
I think there's a few things. I think that they've introduced a foam gun where it can stick you in the same place, so you can't move. Your friends have to shoot your feet. So that could be.
That seems a really dangerous way to free someone's feet. You're trapped. I'm going to shoot at your toes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you've lost a leg. But I
thought that might be a good way of nicking stuff. Oh, hang on. I'm not committed to it.
If you play online with us, when that comes out, beware.
Damon's got a foam gun. So there's a lot of games coming out
but there's too many that are already out that are still like Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I played the demo a little bit and it looked good. I loved Heavy Rain anyway. But
I quite like the demo. I wouldn't buy it brand new. I'd wait until it's in a sale somewhere for 20-25 quid. It'll be probably 20, and then we're like, I'll pick it up. But I've still got a backlog of games that I haven't caught up on yet. So there's too many in a weird way.
Anthem we haven't even hit upon. I know you're.
Oh yeah. It looks really good, but because it's you've got the evil satanic fingers in it. Like how much of it is going to be
free,
pay to play, and all that kind of
But I think from a multiplayer,
there's an open world mech suit, jetpacky flying around thing. Like bring it.
Exactly.
It's just
hopefully that'll be a good one. But that's another one I haven't got that. There's probably about 6 or 7, and that's unheard of, really, isn't it? That's as many as we're looking forward to, and I think
there's probably more than that. If I'd been prepared enough to have got a list, I'd probably find loads more. I was like that Biomutant. Seen that one where you're like I guess in a weird way, like a rocket raccoon thing. You're a genetically engineered creature.
Oh, right.
And it's a big open world thing, and it's like, oh my god, this looks really good as well. Okay, that's another on the list. There's a couple of RPGs that are out I still want to play. Amy wants to do that Jurassic Park.
Yes, yeah.
Sim City
Resident Evil
thing.
2 remake.
Oh god, yeah, that because I was like, I don't care.
That
and
got
I saw
really
it
good
and thought,
review.
This looks good. Okay, I quite like that. And then Amy wants to do, was it the Dragon Quest or whatever? I'm like, okay. There's just way too many and not enough funds.
I think that's most of the stuff off my list, to be honest.
Well, I think we've gone quite a while. We've only just been about an hour or so it's not too bad. Unless I've edited stuff out and people are going, well, it's only been 40 minutes. What are you talking about? But I can't.
I think we've hit everything that we wanted to discuss since the last one, to be honest.
There are 3 films this month I want to see. One's already out.
What's that?
Venom.
I'm really not interested in that. I read the review and I'm a bit put off.
See, I've not looked at reviews. I just saw the trailer and thought, it's alright. Tom Hardy's a good actor. Yeah. Venom's a good bad guy or anti-hero in a weird way. But so I was like, I'll give it a shot. Although I think the speech of the character was a little bit like...
What you saying?
It wasn't as bad as Bane with the whole... But anyway, I quite like the look of it. The trailer was enough for me to go, I'll give it a shot.
Okay.
And then there's Halloween is out on the 26th.
Yeah, that I'm really interested in now.
And Slaughterhouse Rules on
yes,
Halloween.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. But Halloween got a really good review. Got 9 out of 10.
Was it really?
On
okay.
one of the review sites I was looking at, but they said it's just done it so well, and they said it's.
And again, weirdly enough for me to go watch it, I wouldn't class it. It's a weird one because do you class it as a remake?
I think it's more of a finished.
But then
they're not acknowledging too much of the others. Maybe
this is a sequel to the original first movie and ignoring parts 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The rubbish ones, yeah.
Possibly 11. I can't remember. No, I like most of the sequels. Not the last one they did. Was that like a reality TV thing when they've gone into the Myers house and then he turns up and starts killing them? I thought that was a bit shit. But I didn't mind the others. Even number 3, which had nothing to do with Michael Myers, it was still as a standalone weird little film. I quite like it. I think it's an underrated movie, but
I'm interested in
I'm interested because it's more Halloween.
And Slaughterhouse Rules, I like the trailer how they did that. That was a bit different with nothing showing.
I don't know. That was a Specsavers advert though, wasn't it? As well, they mixed it with a Specsavers commercial. If you had glasses, you'd be able to see the trailer properly. Have you not seen the actual proper trailer? Then?
No, not at all.
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah,
it's worth watching.
I need to get a Specsavers first though.
Did you not notice the little Specsavers
That's why I need to go.
So I was thinking, that's interesting, but I'm sure I've seen this before with a picture, and then it come up at the end of.
Is it Edgar Wright, or is it just?
No, it's not. It's the bloke who did. What's the other? That Fantastic Fear of Everything that Simon Pegg was in.
Oh, okay.
I never watched it. I did hear it. Didn't get very good reviews on.
Okay.
Don't think I saw it. I saw a little bit of it. Nick Frost is in it, and Simon Pegg's a teacher at the slaughterhouse. But I watched the trailer and I thought, is this Edgar Wright? Because there were little hints of things used in the scenery that made me think, this is his sort of thing. Because the place is called Slaughterhouse, and the marble effect on some of the walls looked like meat.
Oh, okay.
So like steak or something like that. And I'm like, that's quite clever. So I pause the trailer and look up if it is Edgar Wright. I'm like, no, it's this guy who did Fantastic Fear of Everything. But I thought, I'll give it a go because it's Simon Pegg and it's a horror type comedy thing. So I'm like,
I'll be interested to do that. Yeah, I've saw that. So that'll probably be next podcast.
Yeah, with a bit of luck, I might even have Venom in there at some point because I wouldn't mind going to see it just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
To all intents and purposes, it is a superhero film, and I'm still a sucker for those sort of things at the moment.
Yeah.
It's weird how I haven't got completely bored by them, but then again, maybe that's why I've stopped with the series. Iron Fist and Jessica Jones, even though I really like the first season of Jessica Jones.
Well, Bullseye's anticipated to be in the new Daredevil season, which I didn't know nothing about.
As long as it's not Colin Farrell, I don't mind.
That's it, yeah. But I didn't know nothing about that until looking it up, and that sounds quite cool actually. So, and if they do it right.
Punisher season 2, though.
Well, that'd be good. Really? That was really good.
But I think they need to proper ramp it up. Really go.
Ramped up enough, wasn't it?
No, really go all out for it. Yeah, just.
But that was another series that was well done, I think. So, homework. Any to be set? Well, yours is to watch Jessica Jones season 2, Luke Cage.
Oh yeah, I'm going to do all this. I mind you, if it was nearly how long has it been since the last
Probably
podcast?
about a month, 2 months.
Since the last one we did?
Is it more than that?
You look like weren't born when we done the last
9 months.
So there you go. We've been 9 to 10 months we last did a podcast. So I could probably catch up with them by then. Yeah. But
should be 9 for the next podcast.
I'll be retired. I'll have actually played Red Dead Redemption 2 by then. We'll be talking about, Red Dead 6 is coming out.
All right, let's go with you. I'm going to go with your homework to be to have watched Daredevil season 3.
That's out this month, isn't it?
Next week.
Okay.
Friday.
I'm sure there was something else out this month.
So I think that we both of us usually blitz TV shows, don't we? So.
Should we do it as a joint homework? We'll both watch it so we can discuss it.
We'll catch up then. Yeah.
Well, probably not. Maybe not discuss it next time if we do get one in earlier.
We probably will. There'll probably be loads of stuff we can talk about, but Daredevil is the.
We'll make sure that when Daredevil season 3 airs, this means I need to watch the previous ones, Jessica Jones 2 and all that, and Luke Cage 2, and because
yeah.
I'll do it because I want to. I'll see if I can. You know what? You gave that to me as my original homework. I'll see if I can do it. I'll see if I can watch all 3. So I'm ready for Daredevil.
About 30 episodes.
I know what yours will be. Actually, watch the first season of Better Call Saul. At least the first season, see what you think. There we go.
Deal.
If I've got to watch 3 seasons or something, you can at least watch 10 episodes.
I can do that.
Compared to my 30.
I can blitz that. Yeah, I'll check that out. You check that out. Cool.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing. Have you watched any of Mayans yet? The Sons of Anarchy spin-off? Because that's on about the 7th or 8th episode at the time of recording this.
Oh, no, I haven't seen any of that.
No, I haven't yet. So I was hoping to check it out when we finish season 1 of Better Call Saul, but we've done that and now we've got a gap. I want to wait until it's all aired and then marathon it.
The only thing I'm not sure of, obviously, Sons of Anarchy, we've enjoyed that. It's going to be very much like that.
You're always going to be comparing it.
Yeah.
I did see a good review on IMDb from someone who was saying, yeah, people have been saying the pilot isn't that great, but he's like, go back and watch the Sons of Anarchy pilot. Wasn't that? It was good, but it wasn't great and it wasn't bad. It was good. And he's going, and this is good. Stick with it. I'm like, yeah, all right. I will wait till it's all out and then sit and marathon the whole thing and pass my judgment. But,
yeah, I'll give it a go.
Okay, shall we start? Because we keep finding other topics to talk about.
Yeah.
So I've got to watch season 2 of Jessica Jones, Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and you've got to watch as much as you can of Better Call Saul.
I'll watch the first season. Cool.
I'll have done the second season by then. I'll be ripping through episodes.
You won't if you've got 30 episodes to watch.
Don't tell me about it.
Right. Cheers, guys.
Right, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed it, and we won't see you next time because it's a podcast, but hopefully you'll hear from us again.
Cheers.
Bye.